I met somebody this week who said something that had me hemmed up in the best way possible. Yes, I got a chance to meet the icon, the Heather B. Yes, you know her, you love her. She is the legendary Heather B from the original cast of The Real World. She's a dope MC and prolific voice on Sway in the Morning. Yes, friend, you know I got my citizenship, okay? And one day on air, she said, I was a billionaire before I was a billionaire. And I got a chance to ask her what she meant by that, friend, okay? Because I need the details, okay? Because so many people think that manifestation is just about getting what you want. But the part that they leave out is who you have to be in order to receive it. And friend, that's what we're talking about today in this here episode. We are talking about who you be. So let's get into it. Now, friend, if you are new here, welcome. I'm Letitia, your very own identity shift coach. And friend, listen, I decided to start this here YouTube channel, and I'm challenging myself to make a video every single day for a year. I know it's crazy, it's wild. And especially coming from somebody who has never done video, always hated it. I've tried to do it several times, friends, several, and failed each and every time. But I just got to that point to where I just did not want to start another year or end another year in the same place that I had been. So, lucky for me, one of my favorite coaches, Glow Atonmo, was doing a YouTube channel. And I took the class, took the challenge, and here we are, friend. We are over 60 days in. Okay. Hey. And I decided I wanted to do this reflection series because I really want to capture what's happening with me as I go on this journey. Because, friend, I had a fear of being seen for pretty much all my life, okay? Like ever since I was a little girl. And I realized how much that particular fear had me making decisions and living my life in a way that really like bowed down to that fear. And when I decided to really face it for what it is, to figure out where it stemmed from and bring it on into the light in this place that I am, I have been able to really get over that fear. And here we are, over 60 days of making a video every single day for YouTube. And friend, what blew my mind is I love making long form content. Harpo, who this woman? Because I almost don't even recognize myself, okay? I love it. I'm getting more comfortable. I feel confident on camera. I'm loving this process. And so I'm documenting it here because going through all of this, I'd never really thought that I would learn so much about myself. I thought I'd be learning about YouTube and how to make thumbnails. And really, what I ended up realizing is how personal this journey actually is for me. And it's also just helped me to get so clear on my mission and exactly what I'm here to do. And so here we are inside of the reflections of the becoming, because friend, I done messed around and became somebody who make YouTube videos every day. Okay. And this week has been phenomenal. And I could not be more excited to share with you my Heather B story. Okay. I listen to Sway in the morning every morning, and I love, love, love the whole crew. And meeting Heather B was like a dream come true. Absolutely. She is everything you think that she is, and then some. But she said something one day on air, and as soon as she said it, it just it hemmed me up, friend. I felt like my back was against the wall, but in the best way. She said, I was a billionaire before I was a billionaire. And friend, when she said that, I leaned in because I was like, wait a minute, you're not going to just drop that bomb and then not fill us in on the rest of the details now. So when I got a chance to meet her, I couldn't help but ask her, what did she mean by that? And friend, what she said really blew me away. She said, I walk around in my future now. I make decisions like a billionaire. And friend, it really clicked to me that this is beyond just manifesting something that you want. This is so much about identity, who you think you are, and actually walking around like who you think you are. And friend, I'm just here to tell you this is something I'm going to be unpacking for a while, okay? Because it's so, so good. And it just really got me to thinking, who are you when you are making plans? Who are you when you are implementing the strategy? Who you be? Because so many times we think that when we want to go after whatever it is that we want next in this life, we think that we have to just do all of these things. If somebody just tells me what to do, then I can just do it. And I used to be the queen of that. I was taking courses, honey, like nobody's business. And when I would implement someone else's plan, if I didn't make some adjustments to fit me and who I am, or if I just wasn't being someone who was confident enough in me or believing in me, or just showing up as my old self, the fearful, afraid one who was constantly doubting everything, including herself, when I was showing up as her, it didn't matter what the plan or strategy was at all, okay? It wasn't going anywhere. And I recognized then everything that I've ever really wanted in this life, it started with me making a declaration about who I am. When I dated desperately, friend, for over a decade, the moment I decided and realized God made me a wife, therefore, I must have a husband. When I made that declaration, the way that I dated changed forever. I was no longer entertaining the let's see where this goes, the I'm open to marriage. We just need to see if we're really compatible. Like all of that out the window. Okay, listen, Kaylani, it was out the window. And suddenly, I was like, you know what? This is really a filter that I can use to determine if somebody is really worthy of dating me. I don't want to date someone just for the sake of dating. I'm dating with the intention to be married. And therefore, I just can't be out here dating anybody, okay? Drake already said, I got to watch my back because I'm not just anybody. Drake told his friend, okay, we need to raise them standards up. So it really did change everything. It changed the way that I filtered for dates. It changed the way that I showed up on dates. And it changed who I was attracting because suddenly I met the man who is now my husband. And guess what? When I met him, he wanted to be a husband. He was looking for someone to get married to. So that was such a huge shift. And that is what led me down that road. but it started with my identity. It started with who I was being. For as long as I was the girl who was a single mom dating, that's who I was. But when I shifted and said, I am a wife, that is when I started attracting husband material. So, friend, I know you got big dreams, and I know so many times we want to start with the steps. We want to know the plan. Somebody give me the strategy, and we just start doing. But we do all of that, and then we're wondering why it's not working for us. It's because we skipped a step. I don't know why, but like the way that our brain is wired, it thinks that if you have it, once you have it, whatever that dream is for you, maybe you think that once you have the job, the career that you want, then you'll be successful. Maybe you think that once you're in a relationship or once you're married or once you become a parent and have kids, we think that by achieving a certain title or status, or when you buy your first home, or when you get your dream car, or when you're making a certain amount of money, we think that those are the things that if we have them, then you're successful. Then you can be happy. And we put all these stipulations on what and when we can actually be happy and successful. And we think that, oh, once I have all of these things, then I can do what's necessary to have it and maintain it. And then I will be successful or I'll be happy. And friend, we're doing it in the reverse because it doesn't start when you have it. It doesn't start when you begin to take the steps. It actually starts when you decide who you are going to be. Because in order for you to have what you want, you have to be a person who has it. You have to be that version of you who has it. And that means that we have to prune and weed our garden. It means that we need to evaluate, who am I being? Am I saying, like I was for so long, that I really want a certain relationship? I really want to be married. But then I was just out here dating someone who just only was looking for companionship when I was looking for commitment. So we really have to take a step back and look at who we are being and start there. Who we be is the starting point, not when we have it. Because the truth of the matter is, when you have what it is that you say that you want, you're already going to be her. You're already going to be that version of yourself. You're already going to have done all of the things that you needed to do in order to have what it is that you say that you want. Having is the results, it's the outcome. And we don't get to the outcome that we want before we be the person who has it and do the things that are necessary to get it, have it, and maintain it. So, friend, we just have to switch around the order that we are doing things with. It always starts with you first. It starts with who you are being. And so many times we don't take that moment to pause and think about, what are the beliefs that I have about love, relationships, about men? And are those supporting my relationship goals? Because I could tell you right now, friend, me watching every series of Love and Hip Hop, it was not helping my cause. I had to switch it up. I had to start watching the Hallmark Channel because I needed somebody to be like, hey, said businessman needs you in particular in order to solve this debacle so y'all can fall in love. I'm sorry, I play too much. But friend, it really starts with us. It starts with who you are being. It starts with taking inventory of what it is that you believe, and does it support the woman, the version of you who actually has it. It means taking inventory and looking at the relationships that are surrounding you. Are those going to support you where you are and where you're going? Or is it in opposition of what it is that you say that you want? Something that I wrote in my journal, let me read it to you, because this one right here, friend, sometimes I'm telling you, my accountability to myself, it needs to be studied. I wrote in here, your life is the definition of who you are willing to be, what you are willing to do in order to have what you say you want. And if you don't have it yet, start with who you're being, then what you're doing. And the having becomes inevitable. Friend, if that ain't a word, okay? Bars. But friend, it is so true. It starts with who you are being. Are you being the version of you that's taking your faith foot forward or your fear foot forward? Are you stepping out on faith? Are you stepping out believing that the dreams that you have on your heart, that they're really meant for you? And it's not just meant for everybody else. Are you really stepping with your fear foot forward, where you are just doubtful and constantly afraid and wondering, worrying? The worry, friend, the worry that we love to suffer, don't we? And it be in our own hand. We are funny, friend. We got to laugh at ourselves sometimes. But are you out here just worrying nonstop, worrying if it's ever going to happen for you? Are you operating from a place of scarcity and lack, where all you see is the fact that you're not in the relationship yet? You're not married yet. You haven't had the baby yet. You don't have the job yet. You haven't blown up in your career the way that you really want to. Whatever that big dream is for you, where are you in relation to that dream? Are you in a healthy relationship? Are you in a good relationship where you're thinking and operating from a place of faith and believing that it's inevitable for you? Or are you constantly in that place where all you see is the fact that it's missing? So we have to really take that inventory and see where we are, and then establish the next steps, which would be the plan. Friend, if you are still taking your step with your fear foot forward, you have to address that first and get back with your faith, friend. You have to bring it into the light, acknowledge it for what it is, and make the decision that you're no longer stepping with your fear foot forward. From now going on, you're stepping with your faith foot forward. And every time that fear decides to pop back up, you have to recommit. You have to redeclare. Faith foot forward, friend. That's what we're doing. Because when you can step with your faith foot forward, when you can operate from that place, that is the place where you start taking your action. That is the place that you start implementing your plan, your strategies. It is from your faith foot going forward. That is the place that you operate from when you decide to do what it is that you have to do. If you want your career to blow up the way that you want to, you know that that's going to take practice. It's going to take repetition. I don't know why we think we're better than the process. We be out here thinking that we bigger than the program, friend. Like we don't need to go through the process. We could just skip all that. But Steph Curry didn't become one of the greatest, best faces of the league without practice. Aja Wilson, she did not become a huge visible face of the WNBA franchise. She did not become the face without practice, okay? She talks a lot about her practice regimen and how much work she puts in. It's not just showing up and playing the game that night. It is all of the work that is going ahead of the actual games. It's the repetition, it's putting in the reps. And friend, we are no different. We are not bigger than the program, okay? If you are willing to do what it takes, if you are willing to recommit to the process, if you are willing to be who you need to be and do what you have to do in order to have it, then, friend, having it is just inevitable. It is just a matter of time before you have achieved everything that you need to achieve to be ready to allow that big blessing you are moving towards, to having space for it to land. It just becomes inevitable. When I was speaking to Heather B, it was her confidence. She had this assuredness about herself. There was no wavering. There was no doubt. There was no worry. There was no fear. None of that was anywhere around. She was very matter of fact. That is probably the best word that I could describe everything that she was saying to me. When she said to me, I walk in my future now. I make decisions as a billionaire. She meant that with every fiber of her being. That is the same level of assuredness you have to have in relation to your dreams, your desires. You have to be so steadfast in it, friend, that there is no other option. There's no other choice but for it to become your reality. And friend, the time just does not matter. She shared a story once on air about her dream of living in California one day. And she said that dream took 50 years. Now, friend, listen, okay, I'm big on words and what you put out into the universe. I'm not wishing 50 years on nobody, okay? This is just an example. We ain't claiming no 50 years, okay? We want things to be easy and in divine timing. That's our goal, always. But she shared that story that it took 50 years for that dream to come true. And sometimes that is just what it takes. And it just is what it is. But what I can tell you from my own experience, it may have taken 10-ish years for me to meet the man who has become my husband. And I would not trade in not one moment of those 10 years to have what I have right now. That time, it was beyond worth it. The time does not matter to me anymore that I'm here. It just doesn't matter. So we can divorce the timeline because time, it's just inevitable. Your own divine timing is always right on time. So we don't have to worry about how long it's going to take. We just have to focus on who we are being and operating from that place. That is what collapses time. That is what makes things unfold in the beautiful, magical ways that they do. And friend, if we're really being real, it's the way that you live out your days. That is what builds a life that you love. It's not just those peaks of those milestone moments when you achieve the career goals that you have, when you achieve your relationship goals, when you achieve your wealth or health goals. That is not what living is all about. It's about all of the days that lead up to those moments. And what I would love for you, friend, is to love your days so much you mess around and build a life that you love. It starts with loving your days, friend. so good. So who you be, friend? Because I'm telling you, I have become a woman who loves making YouTube videos, loves it. This is so much fun. And I hope that this message met you right in a time and in a place that you needed it the most. That's how I know our hearts connected. Okay, friends? Ooh, let me give you a journal prompt real quick because I can't leave you without it. Okay, here we go. Where in your life have you been doing before you decided who you are being? And what would change if you made the decision about who you are first? Fred, yes. And listen, remember, as you do this journal prompt, we do no shade, no shame, and no judgment around here. This is not to give yourself a hard time about doing things out of order or not doing it right. Friend, this is your journey and it's beautiful. Imperfections and all. None of us have been perfect living this thing. Perfection is a myth, okay? It does not exist, but we still have the opportunity to love the fullness of this human experience. And it comes with the ups, downs, and all of the in between. So grant yourself grace as you are doing this journal prompt, okay? Be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself. Love yourself through it. You can still hold yourself accountable without being mean to yourself. Okay? Okay. And friend, you got to meet me in the comments. Okay? Tell me in the comments, where have you been living? Have you been living in who you be, or have you been living in the do? Okay? Have you been doing all the things, but you forgot to check in and see who you be? Tell me, friend, tell me where you've been because I would love to meet you and celebrate with you there. Because even just acknowledging this, friend, it really is the first step to shift things in a major way in your life. And you're not doing this work by yourself. We are in it together, friend. Okay. So, I hope that you love this episode just as much as I love making it for you. Because, friend, I love myself so much, I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will love yourself so much. You won't play about you either. Okay, friend? Make sure that you're subscribed because I'm making videos for you every day and you don't want to miss them. So, friend, make sure that you're subscribed because we are having these kind of conversations on the daily. Okay, friend? I love you so much and I will see you in the next video.